Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our program brought to you by Madisonville Marine. No matter what kind of boat you're looking for, Madisonville Marine has it. Pontoons, deck boats, fishing boats, Skeeter, Hurricane, Aqua Patio, G3. It's one-stop shopping at Highway 411 North in Madisonville. No need to visit 3 or 4 dealers when there's one in the area who carries so many different lines of boats. Madisonville Marine. All right, back with Marlon Walls, VFL. I was listening to an interview with a former All-Pro or former Pro Bowl linebacker this past week, and he was talking about collective confidence. He was discussing the fact that he played on a lot of defenses that were better on the field than they had any right to be because they had positive reinforcement early in the year, and they just got this belief. And he said, look, confidence is important on offense too, but on defense, he said, I have seen it. You can take talent that is here, and you can win here if you are confident. You buy into that?
I buy into that totally. I go back to my freshman year at Tennessee, and I mentioned it in the last segment. Guys like Eric Berry, Rico McCoy, Daniel Williams, Wes Brown. The biggest thing I noticed was the communication. The amount of conversation we would have pre-snap, post-snap, it puts us all on the same page. And that's something I'm preaching to my guys now because I believe in that exact thing that you just talked about. Man, when everybody's having conversation, we're all on the same page. I was over at Tennessee's practice this past week, the first day of pads, and I'm standing there with my guy Chris Walker, who was kind of a mentor for when I first came in. And the one thing we pointed out was the amount of conversation that was going on amongst the defense. I know Jeremy Banks really well, but, man, he was so locked in that when he saw me, it was kind of like, hey, what's up? But I'm locked into what's going on.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think confidence is a huge thing defensively. When you know that a guy's got your back, somebody's going to make a play, you expect that guy to make a play, that's a big deal.
All right, well, here's why I bring this up. And I figured that would be your answer, and I'm glad it was because it leads right into what I was going to say. If you're playing a style of football where you give up 20, 25 points every game, you know it's coming. You're going to give up yards. You're never going to lead the nation in this stat, that stat, the yardage, points. You're never going to be in the top 10. If confidence is built with this positive reinforcements, and you have a defense that doesn't really get that, how do you build the confidence? Does it work against you at all? In this system that they're playing with?
Yeah, I think it works against you, but kind of like we just talked about a second ago, the big deal is I think second year in this system, the defense understands we're going to play fast on offense. Whereas last year, I think it was an adjustment, and guys probably had to talk themselves through that. Hey, man, we just got off the freaking field. We're back on again. What's going on? I think now when you've played 2 years in a system, you never really hear the defensive coaches say this in all the interviews I've listened to. Man, the offense is playing too fast. Behind closed doors, they know that they're playing too fast. That means they're going to have a lot more opportunities on the field on defense. But it's something that is not said in the locker room because it's a mindset that's been conditioned, and we kind of embrace our system that we play with, and so we suck it up and we don't complain about it.
All right. Let me ask you, we got some numbers here I want to show you. Went back and, as I said, I looked at Josh Heupel's defenses at UCF for 3 years and here. You look, he's 35-14 as a head coach, 49 games. 26 of those games were at home, 23 on the road. Now, look, most defenses are going to be better at home than they are on the road, but I thought these were pretty dramatic differences. Points allowed, 591 at home, 713 on the road. Again, these are almost 50-50 in terms of how many you played on home and road. That's about an 8-9 point difference there in terms of points allowed per game. Look at the sacks, 72 at home, 56 on the road. Tackles for loss, where Tennessee made up a lot of ground last year. I mean, that was one they wanted to be an attacking style of defense, and they were top 10 in the nation in tackles for loss. Look at that, 237 tackles for loss in 26 home games, only 160 in road games. Part of that may speak to confidence. Part of that may speak to just crowd noise helping you build that confidence. But thoughts on the difference between home and away there on his defenses?
Maturity. You've got to be mature on defense. Naturally, you're going to play into the crowd. And so when you're on that field and there's 102,000 fans going crazy, it's third down, you know you need to stop. That's kind of momentum for you. But maturity kicks in where when you're on the road and the fans are against you, you're so locked into what your job is supposed to be that I'm not really relying on the crowd to give me an extra boost. And I think, again, that goes back to you're one in the system. Man, I cannot tell you how important it is or how pivotal it is to have a second year with the exact same coaches in the same system. And I think that's why I pointed to, again, that communication that I saw at practice. Yeah. That means that these guys are on the same accord. They understand what the job is. They understand what Coach Banks is asking them to do. And now it's, we got to be accountable. And so that communication, man, showed me that we should be, as far as the road numbers go, I think we should be better this year based off what I've seen, and then also having year two in the exact same defense, and you know what the standard is.
All right, very good. It also probably going to benefit this defense to have a lot of people buying season tickets. So it's a good thing we got Jimmy Hyams next to talk about season tickets and how those sales are booming. Come on back on the Sports Source.